What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex here, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is just a web series where we're talking about Transformers 5. This is episode number 42, and we got some pretty big news about Transformers 5. Breaking news, in fact. But before we talk about that, we gotta do a couple of really quick birthday shoutouts to some awesome Ragin Nation members. Happy birthday to Kenny Wink. Happy birthday to Andretti Dante from Cool Camp Productions, and also happy belated birthday to Mr. BP4. Happy birthday to all y'all. Hope you had a good one, and thanks for being part of the Ragin Nation. Now let's talk about that breaking news. Now, we haven't gotten a whole lot of news for a very, very long time. I think Michael Bay is playing the J.J. Abrams game, which is where he makes his films in complete secrecy. I mean, what are they shooting in, like 3 months? They're shooting in May or June. It's sometime this summer, but they are shooting very, very soon. But we haven't heard a whole lot about anything except for shooting locations. For example, Detroit, Chicago, Iceland, parts of the UK. We don't know for sure, but we know that they're going to make this production global, just like they did with Transformers Age of Extinction. So that's pretty cool. I mean, what else do we know? We know that, of course, Michael Bay is back to direct. We got Art Markham, Matt Holloway, and Ken Nolan as the writers. And as for casting, all we know is Mark Wahlberg is confirmed. He's contractually obligated to return for this film. I don't know how many more films he's contracted to appear in, but definitely Transformers 5. Now, there's no word on Nicola Peltz and Jack Rayner. There's no word at all if they're returning. Heck, I don't really care if they return at all. They were totally the weakest link in Transformers Age of Extinction. But what I'm really curious about and what I'm really concerned about is that even by now, we haven't heard much casting news. You would figure by now, just a few months before shooting, they would at least have some sort of casting news so that they can announce what some of the main players are, or even supporting players. We don't know any of that until now. Now, this is pretty crazy. I just read this on Deadline, and that is... I'll read the article here. Megan Fox battles giant robots with Mark Wahlberg in Transformers 5. Isn't that insane? Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. Didn't Steven Spielberg request for Michael Bay to fire her after her Hitler comparisons? Like, she made comparisons of Michael Bay to Hitler. That was the last straw for executive producer Steven Spielberg, and he automatically had her fired. But I'm just wondering, like, how come she's back? I mean, she did work on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first and the second one, which is coming out this year. That's not a Spielberg production, actually. That's a Platinum Dunes production, which is a Michael Bay thing, along with his producing partners Andrew Foreman and Brad Fuller. But it says, okay, let me read you the first paragraph. It says here, Transformers star Megan Fox is returning to her big-budget robot-battling roots as she is currently signed on to reprise her role as Michaela Baines in the 5th installment of the blockbuster Transformers film franchise directed by Michael Bay. The Ninja Turtles star confirms her involvement via Instagram earlier today. So I checked out her Instagram, and all I saw was this. It says, Autobots, let's roll, hashtag Transformers 5. And... what? Okay, now, Megan Fox doesn't typically post stuff on her Instagram. In fact, at one point in time, I stopped following her just because she doesn't post stuff, really. But she's got all these, like, followers, like over 1 million followers, and then she hasn't posted anything for a long time until now. So this is a pretty big deal. I'm just curious why Michael Bay would want to make this decision. Now, I was like looking around doing some more research, and this was a really recent announcement apparently. I checked Michael Bay's Facebook, michaelbay.com, and he had an update about it. Now let's read this. We've had so much fun working together on the first 2 Transformers films and now on Turtles 2 that it only makes sense to bring Megan back. We've talked back and forth, and there's this great synergy that bodes well. We have a strong team and everybody is game. So it's happening. It is happening. Megan Fox is back, confirmed by the man himself. She confirmed it via Twitter, and it's like, wow. like, this is pretty big news. I don't know if it's good news, but it is pretty big news to know that she's coming back. Now, if this is happening, is Shia LaBeouf returning? I mean, how are they going to bring back Michaela Baines without Sam Witwicky? Because there's no word on if Sam Witwicky is returning. And I'm just thinking, in the next few days, we're probably going to get, like, more feedback from this, whether it be from Steven Spielberg or from Shia LaBeouf himself, if at all. Maybe he'll have something to say about it when someone, the press contacts him about it for a comment. But this is pretty crazy news. Now, I don't know what to think of this because I'm wondering how it affects the story. Because, like, I thought that with Transformers Age of Extinction, they wanted to change things up. I mean, they didn't even add Tyrese. Tyrese was wanting to be a part of Transformers Age of Extinction, but then he learned that it was a reboot, and then he didn't get the part. So, and I'm sure he would love to come back for Transformers 5. He loves Transformers 5, but knowing that Megan Fox gets to come back and not everybody else, as far as I know, that's kind of a... I don't know what you would call that. It just feels kind of underhanded. I don't know, maybe there's more to the story. But all I know for sure is that Megan Fox is back. But there's no word on Shia LaBeouf. I'm pretty sure maybe after an absence of appearing in movies, like big movies, maybe he's game for another one. Because I'm thinking, how can you bring back Michaela Baines without Sam Witwicky? And how is the story going to work out with Bumblebee? Because Bumblebee is supposed to be hanging out with the other family now. Cade Yeager, Tessa, and Shane. So how does that work out? I mean, do they just come out of nowhere saying like, hey, give me back my car. Give me back my Camaro. Bumblebee's my guardian. What are you doing? Are they going to fight or like what? Anyways, I'm curious how they're going to write her in. I mean, they got much better writers now. It's not Aaron Kruger. They got 3 great writers. Ken Nolan wrote Black Hawk Down. Art Markham and Matt Holloway, they wrote Iron Man. So I'm sure they're going to work something out. I'm sure it's going to make sense. And, well, apparently Michael Bay had a good time with, I mean, I guess he had a great experience with Megan on the set of the Ninja Turtles films, even though, I mean, Michael Bay didn't direct them, but at least he was still a part of that production, and he gets feedback about the production as they're continuing to shoot, right? So, but anyways, the fact is that all the craziness about Hitler has been squashed. They don't care about that anymore. It's in the past. I guess Steven Spielberg doesn't care as much anymore as long as he's getting the paychecks as an executive producer. So, there's no big deal anymore. But anyways, that's our big thing. That's our big news for today. That's all I really have to say in this video. It's kind of crazy to know that we haven't had a whole bunch of news for a while, and then suddenly we get one of the most shocking casting announcements ever in this franchise. Anyways, from this point on, I think you're going to see a whole bunch of follow-ups to this, like from some other like entertainment movie news sites or Transformers sites. But there you have it. The next few days is going to be interesting because there's going to be a lot of comments from the fans about this casting choice. But maybe they have a role for her. And maybe this is a way of bringing back some of the fans that left. I'm talking about the fans that didn't contribute to the box office as it continued to decline after each sequel. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's all I got to say in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Megan Fox returning for Transformers 5. As always, if you want to see more updates for Transformers 5, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name's Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. And Detroit and Iceland and also in Ireland, but maybe even in London.